And finally, he made it into our studio. We're joined by Nollywood award-winning actor and now director who began his acting career as far back as 1990. He became a fan's favorite with the series Fortune. He is Ramsey Tokunbo Nouah.
So the much-anticipated movie, Living in Bondage, the sequel, premiered over the weekend. And honestly, there's so much more. We can't wait to hear much more about his directorial debut.
But before that, I just want to mention the number of movies that he has acted in that has love inside. So there was Battle of Love, 2001. Okay. Power of Love with Genevieve, 2002.
Love.
My Love, that one, they just said My Love, 2002, also with Hilda Dokubo. Then there was Super Love,
wow,
2003. Then there was True Love with Omotola Jalade in 2003. Same year, Super Love and True Love. Then he now left it for like 2 years. He didn't do anything. Then he now had Bleeding Love in 2005.
Welcome to
oh my God. So yeah.
Don't worry, we'll add another one. Avalanche of Love.
Yeah, something like that.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. So being a director for the first time, it must have been really different, being not only in front of the camera, but also behind the camera. How did that happen?
Well, it was quite overwhelming, in all honesty, because I thought in the beginning that it was going to be like easy peasy dealing with it, but somewhere along the line, I discovered that the workload that I took was quite a huge task. You want to do a remake, it's the first of its kind in Nollywood, and it's like you're setting the pace. And if you have to do it, you have to do it well, so that you set a standard that people want to, if they're going to do any other remakes, they try to meet up and catch up to, or do better. And when I got involved, now being an actor and a director in that creative space was quite overbearing and overwhelming. I didn't realize it until I got there. I mean, it's my first directorial debut on big screen. Not like I've not done that before. Like I've not directed movies. I've directed movies that I've even acted in, basically. But this one, because of the magnitude of the work, was like, wow. So while on set, I was drained most of the time. And also, you know how it is with production. There are ups and downs, the undulating things of, certain things not being in place at certain times, the factors that you consider, that opposing factors that work against your timeline and budgets and all of that, they were there.
Yeah, speaking of budget, because that's one of the things that I know is a big deal for producers and directors and things like that. Did you go over budget?
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
That usually happens.
We went over budget, like twice.
Twice?
Yes.
Goodness me.
I know.
So it's a big investment. You mentioned we were at the premiere on the weekend. So you mentioned that it was about a 3 or 4 year timeline.
Yes, it was more like my friend, colleague, the executive producer, Charles Okpaleke, we were just hanging out in our usual lounge, and then he just potted it and said, Ramsey, you know what, if we shot Living in Bondage, like a remake, it would be a good project. And I actually weighed the thoughts, and I said, that's quite true, in all honesty, because it's not been done before. And I think it would leverage on to bring in the demography of those who saw Living in Bondage at the time to the demography of those going to the cinema right now. I felt like that would be a good bridge, I'm like, yeah, we can do it, we can make it happen. And that's what gave birth to it. And that was like 3-4 years ago, So we started, we wanted to start to do it well and do it, but scripting, we started having problems with scripting because it's quite detailed. Being able to capture, the audience back then and the audience today was quite. You need to factor that in straight from the script long before you start filming, and we're having difficulties putting that together for 2-3 years.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, looking at the trailer, lots of people are responding to the trailer and they're saying, "Oh, I'm looking forward to the film," and the choices, the shots, and everything that you had to put together to, because even critics are talking about it and saying that, okay, this was well done, even for a first-time director on the big screen, and all of that.
Yeah.
What are your expectations? What do you hope to happen this Friday when it finally goes to all the cinemas?
It's really hard to tell. We're talking about Nigerians, volatile people. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. It's usually pretty hard for me to. I'm very bad with foresight and hindsight to situations of business. I don't have it. I'm just a creative person, and I leave it to people to determine what they think about it. So, I just have my hopes like open right now. So whatever comes, I embrace. That's just where I'm at with this whole thingy. And I don't want to go beyond anyways. I don't want to go like, oh, it's a movie you need to see. You know, you need to go out there. I'm thinking, no, you know what? Go see it, you know, at your good convenient time. You like it, and then let me hear what you think about it, you know.
Okay.
Positive reports have been coming from the premiere, of course, you know, so far so good. And I'm quite impressed, because what I said to my colleagues that were there, I said, if this movie makes you proud, then every other thing can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. As long as I've made my people proud that I can remake an original and it has an appeal to them, they're proud of it. No, I'm happy. That just made me really, really happy.
So there are so many different factors that go into making a movie, but one key factor is the cast.
Yeah.
Now, there are some of the old cast and some new faces. Yeah. How were you able to merge them?
It's like putting old and new together, basically.
So it must have been, you know, a little difficult finding the right new faces to use.
Oh yes, we did auditionings in like in the east. Yeah, it was east, west, Lagos. There's 3 places, isn't it? Yeah. It was Lagos, Owerri, and Enugu. Okay. So
just for auditions alone.
For auditions.
Wow.
Yeah, because I wanted a character that was well befitting. That could play the son of Andy Okeke, the original actor, and someone that looks a bit like him. I don't know if we're able to find that though, but I mean, we had to. And then also, it's like an Igbo, it's an indigenous movie, as you can tell, you know. Yeah. So the Igbo had to be on point, you know, had to be someone who's fluent with Igbo, who understands the nuances, who understands the, you know, the mannerisms and all of it. It was a very key factor, you know. And we didn't have that time frame to get an actor who's not an original, like an Igbo original, and then we'll start training him on all of that. We didn't have that time factor. So we needed to go deep, hence, you know, going to the east and looking for the actor that bad, yeah.
Wow. So are you looking forward to resting after this whole thing, or jump into the next project and say, you know what, I'm not going to rest yet?
I have a few projects in the offing, of course, yeah, and I'm still savoring this one.
Yeah,
I'm going to get the best of it, most definitely. I'm just happy. I'm truly happy that people love it, and that sends a lot of joy through me. That when people just say that, oh, they love the movie, they love the trailer, and people went to the premiere like, oh my God, it's a good movie, and like that just makes me so happy. And yeah, I'll do something more, but I like to go for big things. So yeah, it's not just going to be immediate.
Yeah, because I mean, after this one, you can't be doing.
You can't be doing Avalanche of Love.
No, I know we'll do it. We're doing it.
Why not?
Avalanche of Love.
Yes, so we can still do Avalanche of Love. Very, very well. Who do we get?
Yeah, but
so basically, yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I was also going to talk about the people, because as much as difficult as the job became for me, I was able to soft pedal that, you know, that weight of workload by my crew, people that I worked with me. For instance, Steve Gukas, who was the producer, he did a wonderful job. You understand me? He also actually helped in directing, you know, especially the parts that I'm involved in, all the parts. Yes, he helped with all of that. Yeah, and then we have my line producer, Chris Ode. He was fantastic. I have my executive producer. That one is like a madman. Whenever he tells him, do this, he just goes there and he gets it done. So we had all of this. Then I had my crew, you know. My formidable crew was like on point, you know. We tried. We tried to get the best.
Now you're saying nice things, but I'm sure on the set.
I said, no, listen. I think they think I'm a slave driver, as a matter of fact, you know. I must also give it to my DP, John Demps. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the very strong opinion that I believe that we have the technical know-how here in Nigeria. I don't need to go out and scout for certain things. But you see, when it comes to cinematography, we don't have too many hands. So sometimes you need to outsource. And John Dems came well recommended. He had worked with Steve Gukas, a few times. He had worked with Jungle Shei, and I've seen his work and I liked him. Like, wow, okay, this guy we can work with. So we brought him in. But every other person in my crew were all indigenous, except, of course, I had to score, I had to edit and do all of that outside the country. And, of course, that's also because and that's an eye-opener, too, When I went out, I realized, oh, man, we're lacking so many things. We are. So many things we don't even know.
I have to stop you there. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I wish this conversation could keep going, but we have a chef that's been hard at work making breakfast for us.
I tell you, it was just something in the air.
That's it right there.
Let's head over to the kitchen.
This is the only show that you come to.
Yes,
that will reward you for waking up early.
With breakfast.
Which is breakfast.
Please.
Oh, wow.
Join us in the kitchen. And Rick Hassani is here.
It smells so good.
So, Dodo breakfast then?
You're welcome, Ramsey. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, myself and Chef Nathaniel, we're hard at work. This was, guys, very hard at work to get this ready for you guys. And plantain boat, right? That's what we call it.
Plantain
boat. Plantain boat.
Because of the shape of the plantain, like the cane.
Yes, so,
Plantain boats.
yes.
So talk to us about how this happened.
Basically, we just fried the plantain. After giving the middle, then we fried the sauce consists of bell peppers, chicken, fish, and other vegetables like carrots.
Okay, so just before,
okay.
so
Please,
just before, Ramsey, just before. So there's been a number of people told me to ask this, that there's been some sort of controversy concerning the production of the sequel, so that the producer of the original said that he wasn't contacted and all of that. So there's some sections of the public that they don't understand. I don't know. Can you clarify? Can you give us some clarification?
Yeah, quite true. There's that issue going on, but that's been sorted amongst the executive producer and the producers of who got the rights. It's not my field. I'm just the creative director. I don't get involved in those issues. I let them deal with the problems. But I think it's something that'll be sorted along the line. Yeah.
Great.
It's just trying to fine-tune a few things here and there.
All right.
Yeah,
Thankful for that. Thank you for that clarification. So let's.
So why don't you call this one plantain canoe?
Okay. Nice one. Please go ahead and have a taste.
Okay.
Please, have a taste.
So I just sliced
Where do you start from?
Or do I have to?
You
I want to have the one with the big fish. Is it sardine or?
No, chicken and fish.
Chicken, that's chicken.
That's chicken.
What type of fish?
That's fish.
No,
And
it's
that's chicken.
smoked fish.
Oh,
okay.
So which one am I having?
I must have everything.
I like
My
that.
God, I just messed it up.
No, it's still a book.
Please, camera, don't take close up. Yeah.
All right.
I want to have this. Oh, stop now, you. Yes.
It has arrived there.
Finally. What do you think? What do you think? Speechless.
Okay, so that's what they think. They're still thinking.
Exactly.
While that is going on, we're going to start rounding off the show. Big thank you to our friends over at Homely NG for the kitchen accessory.
Yes, indeed. And of course,
The sweet plantain and then the tangy spice, and then the chicken and the sauce. It's quite a good combination, good combo right there.
Thank you.
all right.
Very nice.
So we'll round up the show with a performance, wonderful one from Rick Hassani. That video we promised you earlier. It's coming right up to round up the show. See you tomorrow.
Bye.